I decided recently to paint over my phone case. Watch this guided process along with me and create your own cases at the end of this video. I started first with a layer of gesso on the plain transparent case, which was a white layer that you can see at the base. I will leave a link of the gesso here in the description box. There are basically two types of gesso, which is white in color and black in color. I chose the white one because I wanted to paint a beach scene on top of it. Gesso basically helps you to prepare a layer, or it helps you to prepare a base so that the paint can sit on top of it. Otherwise, if you paint directly on top of your case, you will notice that it starts peeling off really soon. So you can add 2-3 layers of gesso. Remember to let each layer dry completely before you add on the next layer. I added about 3 layers and I also let my gesso layers dry overnight, and the next day I used acrylic paints over the gesso to paint this beach scene. I prefer flat brushes because it helps me to cover larger area, and since this is a flatter case and it is a really small one in terms of the width, I think I'll be able to cover more ground, so I chose to use the flat brush for the broad areas. With flat brushes, I feel that blending also becomes really easy. With round brushes, they are better to use for smaller areas and specific details. The reason why I wanted to paint my case was because it was yellowing and it looked very dirty. And I am a beach bum, so I decided that it was the best choice for painting on my phone case. Using acrylics on top of the gesso is the best choice when you're painting on top of objects, because acrylics is a permanent paint and it also helps you to make sure that it dries really fast. So you're able to make corrections and add layers really fast, and you don't have to wait multiple days to paint over this. So if you're someone like me who has very less patience, then acrylics is the best solution for you. Always make sure that you have added a layer of gesso below, because out of my personal experience, when I've used acrylics directly on these plastic phone cases, it has peeled off immediately. I have not been able to use it at all after that. Using the exact same technique of doing the beach scene that I do on canvas. There is no separate thing that you need to do on top of a plastic case. I think no matter what the surface is, you just have to be creative, create whatever you feel like, and just make sure that your paint is a little flowy so that you're able to cover the areas pretty well. I really like how it is looking so far, so what I think I should add right now is some waves so that there's a little more life to it. So sometimes it becomes really difficult for us as artists to understand where to stop. So during such moments, what you can do is just take your art piece, give it a little bit of distance and look at it and observe it. See if it requires anything more, or see if you need to reduce something. So now in acrylics, it is still possible to reduce something because you can go layer on layer, dark on light, light on dark, anything is possible. But if you're using something like watercolors, it becomes very difficult. So since we are doing acrylics over here, I think it is possible for us to go back and forth, which is why I really like to keep my object at a distance, look at it, observe it, and then decide what more details I need to add and go about it that way. Once your painting is finished, remember to leave it overnight to completely dry. Even if it seems completely dry, just make sure that you leave it overnight, and then you can add a few layers of varnish over it. So I've added about 3-4 layers of varnish. Again, with varnish, you add one layer, wait for it to dry, and then you add the second layer, and so on. So I hope you had fun watching this video. See you.